Welcome everybody. We are so glad you're here. We are here for a special edition webinar, Fitness Hacks 101, and we really are focused on fitness and getting moving, and that really is the challenge for some of us, is to get moving, to stay moving, and maintain the fitness. So we're here with Mary Ward. Mary, she already introduced herself. She is on our board. She chairs our board right now, and she's also the author of a very important book to our member kit, our My Place for Fitness. There you go. And then, and so she's also the vice president of Body and Soul Org. Is that what I think? That's what the last thing I said. She's held a lot of positions there, but she is currently the vice president in charge of all kinds of things. So thank you, Mary, for joining us. I use your My Place for Fitness all the time. And then we have Vicki Heath here, who is hopefully
Finally
needs no introduction, but she's here. Thank goodness. Thank you, technology, for letting her in. And she is our national director for First Place for Health, but she also is a body and soul instructor, serves on the leadership team there, and actually was a body and soul instructor before, as I recall, before she was a First Place for Health leader. So has been doing body and soul just a tidge longer than she's been involved with First Place. And then I am Helen Baratta, the director of development for First Place for Health, and serve as the host for our webinars most of the time, and also am a body and soul instructor. So, but we're two separate things. But I have to say, you guys know my story. I was 274 pounds when I found First Place, and I really did need help getting moving. It wasn't something that, I'll be honest, I wanted to do, and prayed that prayer, Lord, I want to exercise. And he changed my heart and became a fitness instructor with Body and Soul. Crazy. So without further ado, I would like to turn it over to Mary and Vicki and let them start. And I'll be in here to help and answer questions. And if you guys have a question, put it in the Q&A. We're going to have a lot of chat too. So we'll have you chatting and typing in chat. If you have a question though, for Mary or Vicki, could you please look for the little Q&A icon on your screen and type the questions you might have in there so we can keep track of them, because sometimes there's so much awesome stuff rolling through chat. It's really, really hard to keep track. So,
and to give you a little background, I did start teaching fitness, body and soul fitness, before First Place. But this is something that's so important for you to know, that just because you exercise a lot does not necessarily mean that is the best way to lose weight. Because my body and soul class, for a year, I taught that, and everybody was working out. I taught 2 classes a week, but nobody was losing weight, because this is the reason that exercise is not the very best way to manage your weight. It is one of the ways, but it's more what you eat or not eat. And I guess there's a lot of different statistics that say it's about 70% what you eat and about 30% of what you do. So if you're trying to exercise all of your weight off without looking at what you're eating, because we can overeat and exercise and not lose weight. So that is not the best way. But I'm telling you what, exercise is the best way to get healthy. Combining that with a healthy food plan that doesn't restrict your caloric intake so low that it crashes your metabolism or eliminates entire food groups altogether. So just a little background on that. And Mary and I both have been teaching fitness for probably more than 20 years. Yep. And we both have certifications with the American Council on Exercise. And we're both what would be considered faculty, which means that we write programming. So for about 10 years, I wrote programming for a program which we used to have called boot camp. Wow, did I learn a lot. And Mary too. So as we jump into this, there's a couple of things that we need to look at, first of all, and that is determining your reason why you even want to get healthy. And I'm going to let Mary kind of expand on that, because in My Place for Fitness, that's a really important question. Mary, would you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Often people have a short-term why. They have a reason. They have an event that's coming along, and they want to lose weight for that event. But often that event won't lead them to lasting results. And it's because their why isn't the right why. It might be a short-term why, but really you need a long-term why. Why do I want to get in shape? Why do I want to lose weight? It could be medical reasons that you have that you want to lose weight. It could be, I know a friend of mine said that she wanted to lose weight and get fit because she wanted to be able to get down on the floor and play with her grandchildren for as long as she could. I want to be healthy. So your why needs to be a reason for you. What is it that that will help you stay motivated? And you need to write it down. Write down your why. Pray about your why. If you can't figure out what your why is, talk to God and ask him to give you a why. But the why will help motivate you to move forward in your fitness and in health. And like Vicki said, exercise is not going to be the end all thing that's going to help you to lose the weight. My husband and I were just talking the other night about a friend of his who literally would exercise every calorie he ate in the day. So if he ate 2,000 calories, he would exercise that day. He would exercise 2,000 calories off. Now, he lost weight, but it wasn't sustainable. He didn't have the right why. He's gained his weight back. He needs a different why. Why do I need to do that? Or what is going to keep me motivated? And then he needs to choose a healthy way to do it. Because like Vicki said, there's all kinds of things out there. There's all kinds of fad diets. There's all kinds of extreme things out there. And you don't need to do those things to get healthy and be fit. You just need to eat right and exercise and move. And that exercise does not need to be super hard. So I ask myself, why do I want to be healthy? Because I want to be that person walking on the beach for as long as I can. I love to walk on the beach. And it's not easy walking on the beach. If you've ever walked in the sand, it can be a little challenging. But I want to be that person that's walking on the beach for as long as I can because I love the beach. I want to be that person that is down on the ground with my grandkids playing, and it's easy for me to get up and down. Those are my whys. I want to stay healthy for my family. I want to stay healthy for me. I know that my family has certain hereditary factors, and I need to manage those in my life. Because if other people in my family have had them, I'm more susceptible to them as well. So I need to manage those things in my life. And so those are my whys. What are your whys? What would be, somebody give me in the chat, tell me what your whys are and how you came to your why.
And the reason that question that Mary's asking is so important is because exercise is hard work. That's why it's called a workout. And it is hard. I just finished teaching a class, a body and soul HIIT class, and they didn't turn on the air conditioning. It was 75 degrees in there. It was hard work. And you have to have something that motivates you, or you're going to quit because it's hard. And guess what? As we age, when we start to have different limitations, it can even be more of a challenge. So people are putting in the chat.
I love them.
Oh, oh my word. You people are wonderful. Nobody put in there that they want to look cute. I want to look like I want to wear my smaller clothes. I'm willing to say that, but I can tell you that doesn't motivate me very much because I think, well, I'll just wear my bigger jeans and I look just fine.
You know what? It will eventually, it will be an outcome of the effort that you put in, right? The size of your clothes will be an outcome of the effort you put in. I have to say, Carol Lewin, you hit it. Great for your emotional balance. Exercise is great for your emotional balance. If you're finding
natural tranquilizer.
If you're finding yourself a little depressed, go up, get up, walk outside and just go for a little walk. You'll feel so much better. And it doesn't have to be a walk where you're sweating. Just go out and walk. Just movement makes a difference. If you like to garden, get out and garden. If you're feeling a little sad, get out and garden, because just being outside and the movement of pulling weeds, the movement of planting flowers, the movement of doing that is actually strength training. So you're getting exercise in with the gardening. I have to say though, Barbara, you said you're 80 and you want to stay at home alone, not with your family. That is a great why. That is a great why. I have a neighbor where I'm staying right now who's 92 years old and lives alone, and she can do it because she has made exercise a priority in her life long before now. And so she can do it. I love that.
You're great. Thank you, Mary. Well, let's talk about some of the what you might need as far as equipment if you're getting ready to start. Some of you have been exercising a long time. Some of you might be just getting started on your exercise journey. It's never too late to start moving. Absolutely not. So the biggest thing that I would say, as far as when you first get started, avoid the twos, which means too much, too fast, too long. That we didn't get deconditioned or out of shape overnight. Why do we think we can get like really healthy in 2 weeks? That if we do too much too soon, we're going to be sore. We're going to be too sore to ever even want to go back out the door again. We could possibly sustain an injury and we'll just be discouraged because we set an unrealistic goal. And I love goals. I am a goal setting girl. I like to get it done. I like to be ambitious, but not ridiculous. And there is a difference. So let's talk some about equipment. Mary, do you want to let's talk about shoes for a bit.
Okay. Hey, and to just piggyback on what you said about goals, in the book, there's a page on SMART goals, and that will actually really help you to figure out what a SMART goal for you would be. Exactly what Vicki was talking about. Not too much, not too long. And everybody can do it. Everybody can do it. And like she said, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can do it. Okay, so shoes. You have to find the right shoe that fits you. For me, I like Asics. Asics shoes seem to really fit my foot. I'll be honest, sometimes I see some shoes and I think, wow, those are really cute. Maybe I'll try that one. But you know what? There are certain brands for me that just don't work. Unfortunately, Nike is one of those brands that just doesn't work for me, but Asics really works for me.
And why does it work for you, Mary? What's so special about your foot?
So I have a wide forefoot and a narrow heel. And I think for me that Asics seems to fit my foot shape better. The other thing I think too, you need to, you want to have a good side support on your shoe. And Vicki, you can jump in here anytime you want. You want to have a good side support. a neutral shoe, a neutral shoe is a pretty good shoe for just about anybody, but you can actually go to a running store and they will help you determine what kind of foot you have and which way you pronate. Do you pronate in? Do you pronate out? And they'll help you to figure out a shoe that's good for you. A running shoe can have a little bit more tread on the bottom than a trainer. So you want to keep that in mind. If you're on carpet, a trainer might be a little bit easier for you because it's not going to have that tread.
It's not going to have a super fat lip around the bottom.
Right.
Because sometimes a running shoe can be a cross trainer. It actually can. Like this is a running shoe, but you notice it's not very fat. Have you seen those shoes that stick out way on the side and so if it's narrow here, because most of the time a running shoe is designed to go in one direction. Well, if you're in a cardio class or any kind of class, you might go sideways. And if you've got a really fat lip on the side, like this one's skinny, then I could trip.
Well, and that's what happened to me, and I broke my foot. Okay.
Yes.
Let it stop me because I still am teaching, so I didn't let it stop me. But I realized that there is a shoe for me that I needed.
Yes.
And I had to go and find that shoe.
And whatever it takes, you try them. And this is what I found is that most shoe companies will give you 90 days. REI, if you don't like it, send it back. Brooks Running, if it doesn't feel right, I just bought a pair, sent them back because it was just a little bit too narrow in the toe.
Yeah, you want them to fit comfortably, and don't be afraid to size up. A lot of people want to stay within the size that they normally wear for a shoe. Don't let vanity set in.
Yeah, you want a number. Helen has something she wants to share about shoes.
So I wanted to share two things. Mary's actually gone shoe shopping with me, so she knows I have very wide feet. I weighed 207 to over 200 pounds for 2 decades. So I actually have wide feet. So this is a Hoka or Hoka, is that how you say it? Yeah. It's a running shoe. It has that wide base that you can see it sticking out. I don't wear this to do aerobic, go do my body and soul class like that. I go side to side, but it is really good. And at first, when I first looked at them, I'm like, I don't like it. Looks kind of ugly to me because it has this wider, thicker thing. But my knees love this shoe, and my knees have appreciated this shoe. And I got a 10 wide. I wear a 9.5 wide. This 10 wide, this is the best fitted tennis shoe I have ever owned. There's so much wonderful room in my toes. Second, I have a pair of Aces that Mary helped me buy. Actually, she was with me. I had to buy a men's shoe. I was buying a black shoe in the women's department, but the women's shoe was not wide enough. So I had them bring me out a men's shoe, and I tried it on, and the men's shoe was wider and fit my foot better.
Yeah.
That's important.
And that's the goal. You want to have room up here in your forefoot to be able to wiggle your toes, and you don't want that toe hitting the very end of your shoe. You want to have lots of room because you don't want your toes going numb or the sides of your feet going numb. You want to have lots of room in there. So, because we're going to talk about how to tie your shoes too, but there's one thing I wanted to talk about. One of the things that Helen actually taught me about insoles. So
I want to share about this shoe first before we go to insoles, because I have my orthotics right here. Yeah. But this is a new shoe I found. It's called Topo, Topo. Look how fat the toe box is. Because I have arthritis in my feet from osteoarthritis and RA. So you might want to check this out. And you see how it still doesn't have super fat lip, but it has super wide toe box, and I'm loving it. So inserts, Mary, inserts.
Okay. But I have to say, these are actually 361 degrees. This is a new brand too. It's called 361 degrees. So these and Asics are my favorites right now. But one of the things that I love about this one is that it hits me in the arch right where I need it to hit. And so Helen taught me this about insoles. So when you go to buy an insole at a store, if you you can either go to your podiatrist and have them fitted for you so that they perfectly fit your foot, or you can go to the store and you can buy one off the shelf. But if you go into the store and you buy one off the shelf, you want to stand on it so that you can feel where that arch is, and you want to fit the size that fits your arch, not the length, because the ones you get in the store you can trim and you can cut off. So you want it to fit your arch. So you know, if you have flat feet or if you have a high arch or whatever, you want to fit that insole to fit your arch. So I know at REI, they have them all laid out, and you can just stand on the different sizes and figure out which one's right for you. Then you buy that size and just trim the ends off to fit your foot. So don't go by size when you go buy insoles. Either get them custom fitted by your podiatrist, or take that challenge and go and stand on them in the store and find the one that fits you perfectly.
And this is so important because it prevents plantar fasciitis. Anybody ever had that? Morton's neuroma, which I'm suffering from right now. And your feet, if your feet start giving you problems, I can promise you it's gonna sabotage your workouts. So you've got to, this is so important. Whatever it takes, find the shoes.
I have a fitness hack. I have a fitness hack that's not in the book. And I wish I had them with me to show you guys what they look like. But my physical therapist, we're working on an issue with my hip. And so he's like, Mary, you really need to get these. And I've seen them before, but they, if you've ever had a pedicure, you know, when you go in and they give you those little foam things that go between your feet. So these are actually toe spreaders. So you can get them on Amazon. They cost like $9 or $10. You put them and they fit around your foot, and they just spread your toes. But I'm telling you what, the difference that makes for me is incredible. It really helps with my plantar fasciitis. He has me wear them for an hour at a time. So I usually put them on when I'm sitting there watching TV. I can walk around in them. They don't hurt me to walk in. The ones that I have are gel. You can get some that you throw in your refrigerator, but look for them. They're toe spreaders. If you have problems with your foot and you first put them on, they might hurt a little bit. I'm not going to lie, because you're stretching the muscles in the feet. And that's what's helping to just give some relief to that foot, is to get that foot stretched. It's one area that we don't really focus on when we stretch. We might stretch the ankle, we might stretch the ankle side to side, but the toes itself, you can also take your fingers and just dig in there and stretch your toes that way. I will tell you that does hurt a little bit.
I'm doing it right now. Everybody just do it right now. All right, Mary, talk about customizing your shoelaces. And Helen has actually, you're not your shoelaces, but the way you lace your shoes. So she's got some pictures for us. And Mary, I don't know how you want to do it, but you're like the queen of shoelacing.
Okay. So in the book, I think it's on page 123. In the book, you actually have pictures of how to lace your shoe for different, I'm going to try to cover my light so you can see this a little bit better, for different feet or different foot problems. So for me, I told you I have that wide forefoot and a narrow heel. So what I've done is when I get my shoes, I immediately unlace them, and then I go every other hole. And then when I get to here, let's see if you can see it. I loop it there and then thread this through, because that tightens it around my ankle and helps hold my heel in place.
Is that what that little extra hole is for?
It is. You just go in and you loop it through those two holes, and then you stick the the shoelace through that hole. And then when you tighten it up, it really tightens up right there at that, at the base of your ankle. So that's one way. But you can see, let's see if I can hold this up here and have you guys see
We
anything.
can't see it. Oh,
Here, I have the
well, that's-
picture,
Helen
Mary. I
has
got
that,
it. I have
Mary.
it.
Helen has those.
Yeah, hold
She's
on one
gonna
second.
Yeah, she'll share her screen and show us some of those.
This is the top line, Mary, and I think you were talking, I think it is. Hold on. Here we go.
Yeah, so what you have to pay attention with on these pictures is whether or not the lace is on the top of the shoe or underneath closer to the tongue. So like on the wide feet in general, those laces, when they cross, they're underneath closer to the tongue, not on top of the shoe. Whereas on the wide forefoot, you've got one underneath and then the other one on top.
Okay.
And the heel slipping are all on top. So just pay attention to where that lace is showing, if it's on top of the shoe or underneath closer to the tongue.
Cool. Shoe feels too tight. That happens to me all the time. Like I tie it and it feels fine, but then as I start walking, it feels too tight.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen if your shoes are tied too tight?
You're not going to wear them.
Your toes are going to go numb.
Mhm.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's gonna, your feet are start buzzing, and yeah, that's.
And and your feet are the support. They are the support you're going to need as you get out there and start walking and exercising. So you want to have, this is really important because a lot of people have high arches and a high midfoot. Pay attention to this, the way to lace this one, because it will really make a difference for your foot. You want your feet comfortable, because if you're comfortable, you're going to enjoy exercising more.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about, does anybody have a question about shoes there? Helen, are you seeing anything?
There's no,
Helen,
Yeah.
don't go away again.
yes, ma'am. There's no Q&A questions, but
Okay.
I do want to just emphasize how Mary said to add that little loop. I learned that at the New Balance store. They taught me that. And I have really wide feet, as you may recall. So what happens is the shoe I get tends to be a little bigger. And so that heel slipping is something, but the shoe, my heel might be trying to come out of the back of the shoe. And that completely gets rid of that. I mean, you can really get it tight around, not too tight, but for us with wide feet, this is an important new way to do it. I know she showed us. It's cool. I like it. I've looped all my tennis shoes ever since. It's awesome.
Yeah. And you don't want your shoe to slip off your heel. If you're doing a lunge, like if you take a giant step forward and you bend your back knee, if your shoe isn't tight around your ankle, it's just going to slide off your heel. And that isn't safe. It's not safe. And so that lacing where it's snug around the ankle, but then not constricting the blood flow to your toes or cramping. Okay, Mary, let's talk about strength training and equipment, because that's another component. Most people think when they think exercise, they think walking, jogging, cardio. Strength training is probably, I think, the most important fitness component. It's a great place to start.
I agree with you 100%. And it's one that people don't usually put into their routine, but it doesn't, again, I think they think it has to be harder. They see people lifting these 200-pound weights or the weightlifters in the gyms doing all these really super heavy weights. And it doesn't have to be that way at all. You can get so much benefit from small weights, and you can use different size weights for different things. Different muscles require different size weights, right? And so weights is one way to do it. Light handheld weights, bands. Vicki's holding up a band. This is a loop band, and you can use it with your hands. You can use it around your legs. But watch Vicki, she's going to do a pull apart which is going to work the chest and it's going to work her arms. And it's challenging.
I love this. You know why, Mary? Look at this hand. Does anybody else have a lot of arthritis in your hands? So I don't even have to really grip this. I can like place it through here and do even a pull, pull away and work my lats and shoulders.
Exactly.
Loop bands, they're not even expensive.
Right.
What about these kind, Mary?
And I think Power Systems has a really good product. So I'm just going to give you that little tip there. Power Systems, I get no money from anybody I mentioned, you guys. Okay.
We don't get any money from any of these people. We should.
But we don't.
Yeah. Any of you people out there that are connected to anybody we've mentioned?
Power Systems has a pack where you can start, they have the lightest, the next size up, and I think it's 5 different size loop bands, and you can buy them all in a pack. And it's Vicki was holding up her resistance band. Everybody, if you've ever been to a physical therapist before, has probably used a resistance band. They're long. They don't loop around, and you use them for all the same things that you could do that Vicki was showing some of the arm exercises for. But we have lots of pictures of stuff you can do in the book.
So Mary, talk about these.
Her strength training gloves. These are really great to help you when you're doing some of those pulling things with like the resistance.
Yeah.
Vicki, tell them how.
Go ahead.
Tell them how it feels in your hand when you have the gloves on versus.
Oh my goodness. So I still can't grip like super tight because of the arthritis in my hands. But if I have on my glove, because it's not slick, it helps me really grip. And not only that, but there's a little bit of padding. So when I use weights, that it protects my hand, because that is, I don't need to use weights to the point of where they would cause a flare in my arthritis. So I need to protect my hands, but I don't want to just not do strength training.
Exactly.
So the gloves, that little padding on there protects my hands and helps me just get it done with heavy weights.
And again, you want to fit them to your hand. You don't want them so tight that they cut off anything in your hand, and then you can't get them off easily. You want them to be able to be a glove that you can take on and off. And I know they sell them just about anywhere, so you can get those at Walmart,
TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and they don't have to be expensive. These are like $6.99, and you can throw them in the wash machine, and you should. Because they can.
I actually have some for when I ride my bike.
That's cool.
I have them on I like to use them my grip.
Is there any other equipment? I mean, weights. Right now, weights are hard to find in the store because they're metal, and metal production all over our country is kind of like not happening. But go to garage sales.
Yeah.
Thrift stores, the Goodwill. You're going to find them there. And workout clothes, brand new with tags. I find them all the time.
Yeah. I would say that God has built into us our own body weight to help us with strength training too. There's a lot of things you could do with your own body weight. You don't even need weights. If you are starting out, you don't have to have weights to do a squat, and squats are one of the best exercises you can do. There's strength.
Every day is a squat day.
Every day is a squat day. So your own body weight will take you to places that you would not even imagine with strength training. So your own body is its own
piece of equipment. Yes.
Yes.
I know our time's getting crazy. It's going because it's so fun to talk about this. Mary, talk about fitness apps, like things you can use on your phone. And then as Mary finishes that, we'll finish up. I'm still looking for questions, but can you talk about that?
We had one question, but I answered it. It was one you already answered. So I just verified.
Good.
So one of my favorite apps is My Place for Fitness. I mean, wait a minute. That's the book.
That's a good tool.
Map My Ride or Map My, I think it's called Map My Ride. It's by Under Armour. And you can it's free. You don't have to pay for it. But you can change the activity you're doing. I was just using it the other day while I was bike riding. And I love it because as I use it, I'm really competitive. So it helps me to go, hey, you know what? I'm really close to that many miles. I'm going to keep going until I get there. And I don't know about you, but I signed up for My Place for Race and I'm doing 120 miles. And
Me too.
I signed my husband up and he didn't even know I signed him up. And I signed him up for 120 miles. So we're doing this together. He's not complaining about it. He's actually excited because we did it together last year and we found out how much it helped us to keep moving because we thought about it every day. Okay, I've got to get some miles in. And then we'd go in and we'd log our miles or log our activity in and we'd see where everybody else was. And we're like, okay, I'm third place. I could get to second place if I just did a few more miles. So thank you guys for doing this race again, because I love it. It challenges me to go a little bit further.
Of course, a lot of people have an Apple Watch.
Yep. You can do an Apple Watch, you can do a Fitbit. And again, do you need any of these? No, you don't. But what they help you do is to stay motivated, right? They help you learn about yourself because you'll learn about your heart rate. You'll learn about you learn about how far you go, your heart rate. It just helps you track so many different things. So I think I wear my watch daily. In fact, I have a tan band around my arm because my watch is always on my arm. And so it even helps you track your sleep. And the sleep is hugely important in your exercise, in your health regimen. So do you need them? No, but there's a lot of them out there now and they're really pretty reasonable. Like Map My Ride will connect right into your watch, whether it's a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or a Garmin or whatever. Map My Ride will fit right in, will connect and sync right into it. So whatever you do, it'll go right there.
Okay.
So,
I just wanted to say, so
Go ahead,
you guys, I'll just say another app that our family uses is called Strava, Strava, and it is a social kind of like Facebook for exercisers. My husband is not a Facebook person, but if you guys read my newsletter article, he got very competitive last year in the race. But he bike rides a lot, and all his friends are on Strava. And Strava is similar in that it hooks to your Garmin or your Fitbit or your Apple Watch or anything, and it uploads it and it keeps track. And it also, like Mary's Map My Ride has, you can sign up for little competitions and stuff, and you can sign up with your friends, so you can challenge friends and stuff. So that it includes everything. So it doesn't matter if you have, like Vicki wears Apple, I wear Garmin. My friend who's here staying with me, she has a Fitbit. We all can be together in Strava. So there's a paid Strava, but we're a free Strava, just like there's a paid that, we go for free. So, but it's a social, hey, I like, you can encourage one another with, I liked your, you did that. Good job.
yeah, I'm seeing to Vicki on my watch. So if I exercise, Vicki finds out what I did. And if she exercised, I know what she did. And it helps to keep us motivated. Like, hey, Vicki worked out already. I got to get out there and get my workout in.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a really good question that I know both of you any of us can answer, but they want to know a 30-second interval count app.
Seconds Pro. Seconds Pro is it's a free, you can get the free option or you can get a paid option. But they have a HIIT app in there that's already programmed. They give you several free programmed timers.
Good.
Okay. Thank you, Helen.
Do it.
We're going to wrap it up because our time is running short, but I just want to remind you, all of our webinars are on our YouTube channel. You can watch them anytime, again and again. And we're going to do more fitness hack video webinars because y'all are interested in this and it's encouraging. I want to quickly just tell you that one thing that will help you so much not quit is to have a buddy, is to have a friend. Because my workout people are right here on the screen, and people that in person, I have workout buddies. But if you think about the things that kill our fitness, they're really just basically 4 things. And they're lack of time. And in my place for fitness, Mary explains what a HIIT workout is. It is a fast and quick, efficient workout. And it's called high intensity interval training. That does not mean you have to do it full blast. You work at your intensity. I taught a class exactly like that tonight in 40 minutes. I think my watch said total, I burned about over 300 calories. And if I were to just walk for 40 minutes, I wouldn't burn maybe 150. So if you have lack of time, check out different ways to work out. Burnout. If you've gotten burned out, then it's probably because you didn't avoid the twos, too much, too soon, too fast. You will get burned out and you will get injured. So start over. And then lack of results. A lot of people quit because they feel like, I've been working out for 2 weeks and I haven't lost any weight. Well, 2 weeks, nothing's hardly going to happen. That if you're consistent, you will get results, but it's not going to happen overnight. Give yourself 6 weeks of being consistent. And then boredom. There are some boring exercises. There really are. I could not be on a treadmill facing the wall, or even with the TV. I'm an outside girl. I gotta be with people. Find something that, try different things. There's all kinds of workout videos, especially on Body and Soul Fitness. Mary, tell us what's available really fast, like in 1 minute.
So we have Body and Soul Fit TV, which is our on-demand library. And we've got season 7, season 4, season 5, 6, and 7 are up right now. And there's programs for every level. So we've got chair exercises in there. We've got Longevity Fit, which is all standing, but lower impact.
I did that one. I'm on there.
And Vicki's on there, but not lower intensity. So, okay, it's still high intensity, but it's lower impact. And then we've got Dance Blast if you like dance, and we've got cardio, and we've got
Power Strength.
And Power Strength. If you want to get in that strength training, and all of the exercises or all of the classes on that are around 30 minutes or less. So you can get in a powerful workout on Body and Soul Fit TV. So, and I know that First Place for Health has a code that if you give them that code, they can get 10% off of Body and Soul Fit TV.
Yes.
So we will send that code out to any of you. Also, you can sign up for classes.
Yeah.
Classes, you can take classes virtually or in person. So you can check out the website bodyandsoul.org/classes and find a class near you, or find a virtual class. A lot of people are jumping in classes. We've got even some internationals in our classes, which is so fun.
Thanks, Mary. And I teach Body and Soul. I can't think of anything else I would probably ever teach. 29 years. This is my 29th year. Helen, tell us what's coming up next in our webinars.
All right. So next Monday is our regularly scheduled webinar. In fact, if you are already registered, I just got an email with the information, and it is about overcoming the pandemic, the issues that we're having with our, if you're in the pandemic. So literally it just arrived in my inbox because it starts next Monday at 4 o'clock. Well, 4 o'clock Hawaii.
Yeah. Brenda Yoder is a friend of ours, and she is a counselor, and there are some things that we can do to overcome the emotional effects of COVID, the physical, the mental, even the spiritual. And who hasn't been affected by it? We all have. So Brenda is wonderful. You will love her next Monday night. And all of this to say, we hope you have signed up for the race. And Helen doesn't have a team, but I have a team. I'm trying to cover up her face. But my team is called Edisto Fit. If you want to be on my team, Helen's team is called Baratta Wannabes. Isn't that the name?
It's called Wellness Warriors Baratta. And you have to give them your password. If you want to join my team, it's very easy. It's FP for H. That's my password.
My password, if you want to be on my team, is we win. So, I'm sure it's not Baratta Wannabes. Like what? Okay.
Right, Baratta Wannabes. Go ahead. Sure.
My team is Fit Don't Quit. You guys are.
I didn't know you had your own team. So.
Yep. Fit Don't Quit, but I have to remember the password, so I'll send it to Helen and she can send it if you want to join my team.
Yeah,
you
just
have to know
reach
the
out
passwords,
to us.
And let me know, and I'll send you the password.
You can find us on Facebook, Body and Soul Facebook page, First Place. You can find us. Half of you probably 90% of you have our cell phones. So just call us, text us, whatever, and we'll make sure you can sign up for the race because
I want to win this year.
No, my password, we win.
Everybody is a winner. Vicki wants to win when I just want to finish. So my goal was I signed up for 120. I just wanted to get 120. And
Me
I
too.
did.
I signed up last year on the last day. I got my last mile for 120. And like, oh my word, it was a challenge, but I enjoyed it. And it was fun being on a team and seeing everybody post. Oh, Helen, tell them about our Facebook page, My Place to Race.
Right. So if you go to My Place to Race and you can go to the My Place to Race website, which I put in the chat, but it is literally My Place TO Race. And that we own that website, and that is our race page. And that is, you can go in there and see, but under race info, we have social teams, we have a sort, but if you click on the race blog page, it takes you straight to our Facebook group. It's a public group and you can join it. You don't have to join it, but if you want to join it, you'll get posts on what's going on with the Facebook group. And it's a place we want people to post pictures and have fun and encourage one another. So it's the global, anybody in the My Place to Race is part of the Facebook group. So the easiest way to get there is just go to myplacetorace.com and click on race blog, and it takes you to our Facebook page. So sign up if you haven't already.
I think we've had a ton of fitness hacks tonight, but it's been so great to be with Mary and Helen.
Yes.
And all of you.
And just like all our webinars, as Vicki said, this will appear on our YouTube channel sometime within the next day or so. And all of you that registered, and then also if you'll get an email like in 2 days saying, here's the link to the Facebook, to it on YouTube. So that's cool. So be sure, we want to motivate you. We want to fitness. We want you to be fit. We want you to move. Let me end with this great graphic that is in my what do you call it? My Place for Fitness. What is the name of that book? And it is such a great picture. The only bad workout is the one you didn't do.
Thank you, Lord. Keep us strong, keep us safe, keep us moving forward for the sake of the kingdom. Amen.